Hi, welcome back. Today we're going to take a break from radios, but go into another tech here. And I just picked up on eBay an Oregon 600 GPS. And boy, is this one in nice condition, at least on the outside. I picked this up for a steal because it has some battery acid damage. And we'll go ahead and take a look on the inside and I will show you. But on the eBay listing, it did show it working. So I think the actual electronics are good on this. It just has battery compartment damage. So let's go ahead and open it up and take a look. And actually, the damage doesn't even look as bad as it did in the pictures. Let's zoom in a little. We can see where the batteries, let me get something here. We can see where the battery acid has eaten away some parts of the radio. This side actually looks pretty good. A little bit of corrosion down in here. But really, the only really bad section is probably over here. It's eaten away the guides to the battery terminal. But I don't think bad enough to affect it too bad. So what we're going to do is we're going to open up the case, pull it off, and clean it on both sides to make sure we get all the acid damage off of it. This should just pull apart. Oh, and it did get on the board there. But it doesn't look like it ate into anything. So I'm glad we took this apart. And let's carefully take the waterproof gasket off. And then as you can see on the radio, it actually got into this side here. So I think we might try to clean that up with some isopropanol alcohol. So let's start on the GPS first. All right, we're going to use 99% isopropanol. And let's just go ahead and kind of dab it here. Almost like crystals on here. Let's zoom in a little. Also got some little bit of battery acid residue over here. Okay, this is taking a little bit of work here. We might bring a brush here. See if we can just dab this cleaner. We don't want to use vinegar on a circuit board. It can damage the circuit. So we're just gonna use the 99% isopropanol on here. And okay, that looks like it's starting to come cleaner. All right, one final shot here, and you can see that everything's cleaned off now and everything looks great. All right, to clean the battery case, we're going to use pure vinegar here. And this is probably going to fizz. I'm going to get this nice and clean here. So we're going to drip a lot of vinegar in here and try to neutralize the corrosion in here. And like I said, it's not as bad as I could tell in the pictures. Sometimes I think close-ups make it worse. There you can see it fizzing down there. And that's what we want it to do. Want it to eat that away. And that was one that wasn't as bad. This is the one that's... This terminal over here is the one that's kind of eaten away. So we'll just keep feeding it in here. And let it eat away the corrosion here. It is cleaning up pretty nicely though. Yeah, I figured this sticker here was probably shot. That's okay. Let's just keep soaking it here until it gets all that battery corrosion away. So let's just continue here and just soak it with isopropanol alcohol to get rid of all of the vinegar that we put in here. And this is 99%, so this will dry off pretty quickly. But we just don't want any vinegar left in here. And let's get a little more alcohol. I don't think it was real bad, but it did get through. It must have gotten through this gasket into where it was on the circuit board a little. I'm kind of surprised. I didn't think it had leaked enough to do that. Now on the battery contacts here, the only one that's really bad is this one. It's the contact itself is good, but the plastic got eaten away here. I think someone had cleaned this before. Okay, we got the gasket back on, and we're going to put the case back on. All right, I have a programmed 32 gigabyte card that I'm going to put in here. And this has my maps. And the tab locks fine. And let's put some batteries in it. Lithium batteries. Okay. And actually I am kind of glad that the negative's on this side. Okay, batteries are in. I think while we're at it, we'll do a quick rub down of the back case, just in case we have any corrosion in here. I don't think we did, but it doesn't hurt. A little bit of dirt coming up. All right, that looks pretty good. And let's put it on. And let's slide, or not slide, but put on the back cover. Lock it down. All right, it powered up fine. Nice vibrant colors here. And I calibrated the GPS, I calibrated the altimeter, and they both work. So that little corrosion we did have on the circuit board, we've taken care of it, we've cleaned it up, and it did not eat through any of the traces or eat any legs off of that little chip. So this is good. And what I paid for this was $34, which is a steal for an Oregon 600. Normally these go for $100 plus. So good deal on this. I'm probably going to keep this. I also have an eTrax Touch 35, which is like a year newer than this one. So doesn't hurt to have two GPSs. So thanks for watching, and I will see you next time.